will be up quite shortly. It's actually ready right now. It's uploading. It has maybe 2 more minutes left or something like that. Oh, I've fulfilled my promise, which is my custom, which most certainly is my custom. We're talking about soulmates, twin flames, and the witching hour. Typically, I would tell you don't multitask, because Deanna's multitasking right now, but I ain't got to do it because what a good one.
Okay.
Healing.
I'm only taking notes. That's the multitasking I'm doing, taking notes.
Okay. Healing is going to hit Law's lungs for 2 hours for this one, because it is very, very, very open. To start off the conversation about, and I even threw in a bonus for you all, the songs of conversation with soulmates, twin flames, and witching hour. Most people don't know anything about these things, and what you do know has been warped through some things. Tainted is another word for that. But Sadhguru was speaking to an audience one time for I don't know when, and he said that we were born in sync with nature, and our ancestors were in harmony with nature, the naturalness of all things. And now we are out of nature, out of this natural harmony, and we think that's natural. In order to be human, it is to be disconnected from the rotation of the moon. It is to be disconnected from the ebb and flow of life. It is to be disconnected from the supernatural. And it's been this way for quite some time. Arshia, the Greeks. Has anybody, so we're going to have, all of you, we're doing nothing but discussion today. And all of you are going to Google. So right now, let me help you out. I want you, Law, which one you want the most? Twin flames, soulmates, witching hour, which one you want the most?
I think I want twin flames the most because that's the current experiment.
Outstanding. Google anything about twin flames. You can put what are twin flames, twin flame benefits, whatever that may be. You do that. Grace, which one do you want the most? And you all can do the same thing. Like just pick something. Okay. Which one you want the most?
Okay, yeah. I was going with twin flames too, because that's me and my girl D.
Okay. that's twin flames it is. Arshia, is twin flames for you too?
Twin flames for the win.
Twin flames. Okay. All right. Then let me start assigning. Renee, I want you to Google soulmates. And Deanna, you do the witching hour, and everybody else can do it. And this is what I want you to do is I'm having you do this because I want you to help your questions. Do you understand? I want your questions to be hoped. I want them to be helped. I want your questions helped. That way you can ask plenty of questions, because this is something that we need. My introduction is as follows, and it's quite short. When it comes to, this is where you write. You have two kinds. Okay, you can hear me? Okay. When it comes to soulmates, you have two kinds. Oh, okay, I see the internet connection. It's probably because I'm uploading to YouTube. When it comes to soulmate, you have two kinds, soul and karmic. You should write that down. You can add twin flames in there, but since we have a section for twin flames, we will not. When it comes to twin flames, there's two things I want you to know important in there. Three things I want you to know. There's a lot of things I want you to know in twin flames. We're probably going to spend a lot of time here. But let's just say these two things real quick. Union is not the goal. Ascension is. I'm already starting. Union is not the goal when it comes to twin flames. Ascension is. And we're going to come back to that because that's one of your major malfunctions when it comes to twin flameness, okay? One of your major malfunctions. The second thing I want you to write down, this is my introduction. The second thing I want you to write down in twin flames is there is nothing unfinished about twin flames. That idea that is perpetuated, propagated, and proclaimed is incomplete. Write this down as I say it, Law. There is no deficiency, only surplus. The witching hour. I have so much to say about this, but I'm going to say, everybody write down BRAHMA, Brahma, MUHURRTAM, Brahma Muhartam. Brahma Muhartam is the 98-minute two-hour gap when the universe, when the earth is tilted just right before sunrise, that the power of this galaxy, the power of this earth is set for you to do exceptional things if you have been initiated. If not, there's another time frame for you. That time frame, well, I'm not there yet, so we're not talking about it. We'll talk about it when I get there. And then I'm going to give you a fourth one as a bonus. It's not in the title. Aura. Aura is your unspoken version of the manifestation of what you are. Uh-oh. Aura is this gentle, this subtle, I like to say this unspoken version of the manifestation that you are. That's what aura is. The unspoken version of the manifestation of what you are. That's my introduction. It's also my script. My introduction serves as my script. In order to teach this, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I will spell the Indian term for you. I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, somebody already looked it up. There you go. There you go. It is a lot of y'all questions can be answered with Eastern thought, especially Indian astrology. As a matter of fact, every last subject here, the soulmates, the twin flames, and not the witching hour. It's the same thing now, but the witching hour can be answered with Eastern thought. I'm going to start first. Well, I'm not going to start anywhere. There's going to be an open Q&A, and then I'll guide us. Okay. Let me repeat everything. Oh, thank you, Grace, for having such good notes there. She put it out there and read it for us, Grace, real quick. What you have there.
Okay. Soulmates. Antonio said there are two kinds when it comes to soulmates: soulmate and a karmic mate, or karmic soulmate. I need to put that. And in twin flames, he said union is not the goal, ascension is. And also, there is nothing unfinished about twin flames. And there is no deficiency, only surplus. That's
right. And all those are very important.
Oh my God.
Yes. Come on.
Come on.
Holla at me. This is why I did it this way. Come on.
This is why I actually explained it, because we just started. And again, twin flames is something I'm currently experiencing with someone that I am dating. And the goal that that kind of keeps pondering my head is this idea of ascension. I feel like we balance each other out so much that it just feels like it's all about ascension.
Well, life is about ascension for sure. But when you so let's what is a twin flame? Is it fair for if I say, Arshia, and all listening, that everything in this world is in vibration, will I leave anybody behind? Good. Outstanding. I love this crowd. And if I say that a vibration is a frequency, a numerical frequency, however you want to do it, would I leave anybody behind? Your esoteric skills are just excelling. The collective consciousness of this world is being raised because of you folk. I do appreciate you. Therefore, a twin flame is someone who has the same exact vibrational frequency of your soul. Not like it, not around it, not near it, but it's your exact match. Okay. Soulmates have a near vibrational frequency of your soul. Twin flame is an exact match. Most twin, I don't want to say most, it is quite common. You got to be careful because she's going to go most, okay, and she's so smart. She got 5 degrees. She's going to put a percentage in the numerical revelation on this most.
According to
exactly, right? You know, they say in church law, it says 144,000 going to be saved. Oh, so 104. So which 144,000? Is it the Baptists? Is it the Christians? Is it Muslims? Or let me tell you, our ancient ancestors were not as exact with information the way you wanted it to be. You live in a different. You are after the Enlightenment period and after modernism, but everything has to be exact. Okay, everything. It has to weigh this much and go this fast, and we need a numerical equation. Phil, give me the steps. That's not how it worked in the ancient world. Grace wants that, though. Trust me. Grace wants 1, 2, 3. That's not how it worked. A soul flame, a twin flame. I'm glad we started here. This whole thing is going to be a Q&A guided. I'm just going to guide you through. A twin flame is someone who matches your exact vibration. Exactly. They vibrate at your soul's frequency. Now, Google, everybody. I want you to use Google to help your questions because it's a lot going on here. Here's the problem with this. The problem with this is we typically teach soul flames as something violent and something bad. Right. See, come on.
That's exactly what I've been reading, and that hasn't been my experience. And I know that's not always the case, but a lot of times there's just a lot of violence tied to it, and it doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't have to be that way at all, and I'm going to explain this here. So please Google so you can ask better questions. That's why I'm having you do this.
I didn't know when you said twin flames, people equate violence with twin flames. I didn't think that. I thought twin flames was up there with soulmates. What that twin flames were people that were together. But then when Dee said, "No, you and me are twin flames." Oh, okay.
Well, and no doubt, our core is peculiar. Our core is very, very peculiar. And in order to complete us, we reached all the way across continental U.S. and found Phil and Susan. Our core is very, very peculiar. We're a peculiar people. That's, if you ask, I'll tell you, but right now it's not the time. Well, it is the time, but it's not right here in the context. But our core is extremely peculiar because, well, let me explain twin flames. And by violent, I don't mean like let me punch you in the eye. I just mean this oil and water. The truth is that is true. But people like me keep teaching you out of deficiency. We keep teaching you out of lack. And we love to do that, I guess, because it's entertaining. Maybe it sells. I'm not sure. Whatever we do, we always focus on lack conscious teachings. But there is no
coming back.
Well, there you go. There is no deficiency. There's only surplus. The truth is, twin flames have nothing to do with a union. The idea that someone completes you is false. God does not need to be completed. Come on, help me, somebody. Compliment is exactly, because that would be, hey, here is a compliment, an exact compliment of my vibrational soul's frequency, or my soul's vibrational frequency. And that's just fine. We take that. Compliment is a great word, Law. The idea that I'm not complete until I have met Arshia is a bad teaching about twin flames. Now, a lot of twin flame relationships are intimate. A lot of it. You'll see it all the time. You see it all the time. And I'm bringing this up because I automatically have to bring up karmic soulmates after this. A lot of times it's intimate. And a lot of times those intimate relationships go terribly wrong. Why? Because when you're looking at your vibrational match, you're looking at a mirror. And if you don't like you, you're going to kill that person. This is why twin flames can end up violence. You're looking at this you-ness, and this person pulls out you, the real you. And whatever your level of ascension is, when you meet that twin flame, thus shall be your relationship. And this is why a lot of whatever your level of ascension is, when you meet your twin flame, thus shall be your relationship. And so what happens is, a lot of times twin flames wind up heightening our insecurities. And no matter how much you try not to, that person brings out your worst fears. Because every time you look at them, interact with them, they're going to steal what's yours, because there's such an exact match of you. You know that they're going to take your gifts, your blessings, because since you don't think you deserve them, you know they're out to take them. Oh, help me, somebody. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so twin flames tend to bring out the worst in people. Oh, good luck at the gym, Prophet Jerry. The meditation is up, by the way. Let me pause real quick. I put it up. I just watched it finish. I even started I'll do plenty more meditations, but I even started it's on my little homepage part thingy, is a whole playlist for meditations. And I will put it right here in the chat. And the meditation is called, I'll share it with you real quick, and then we'll get back on subject. The meditation is accepting your power. There you go. That's the meditation. It is up on YouTube right now, called Accepting Your Power. Nevertheless, the twin flames gets a bad rep, because not only are we teaching from a lack of deficiency, but Arshia, you approached me at you approached me in an abundance of deficiency. So now all your lack teachings come with your lack attitude and your lack mindset. So my very presence pushes you, because you're looking at what you don't like. When you don't like yourself, you're not going to like your twin flame. There you go. When you love yourself, you will love your twin flame. And you'll see this all the time. You'll see people die minutes apart from each other, holding hands. You understand? No folk that been married 47 years and all that stuff like that, you can guarantee most of them twin flames. They are twin flames. You understand? They could be, you don't even call them by their name. You call both names at the same time. As in, you say, Phil and Susan. Ernest and Mary, EJ and Marianne, Dick and Sandals and Sister Sandals, you just because something in you sees this oneness, right? You see this, and let's just thank God for ascension. But let me just repeat this because it's important. Twin flames. Nothing about this planet is about you becoming whole. Nothing about your experience is about you becoming whole. For me to tell you to become whole is for me to tell you you're not whole, but you were not born not whole. You were not shaped in the womb not whole. You could be born with a handicap and still be not whole, with respect to people with handicaps. Life is about experience. And sometimes we have to experience karma so we can continue to ascend. So right now, I'm going to bring up karmic soulmates because it has to come right after.
Can I add one thing before you touch on that?
Yeah. And I was actually going to open them both over questions, but go ahead.
Okay, good. That mirror effect is the part that kind of drives me a bit crazy, right? With this individual, right? I think me growing up and being a gay Black man, we tend to have difficulties dealing with our femininity.
Oh, and, especially since men aren't supposed to be soft. So I guess Black men aren't supposed to be soft. You're supposed to be strong and aggressive. So you got like a lot of things going on. Okay. I never thought about, I'm not a gay Black man, so I never thought about it, but thank you for educating me. Keep going.
So in that experience with this individual and being that as a mirror, like he is in tune with that side, his femininity, like he's okay with it. He's got to that point where he accepts it. Nice. So seeing as it is a mirror, and I'm seeing that, it's allowing me to ascend to be more comfortable with my own femininity. Still me. I'm still masculine. It's just me, So it makes me more comfortable in that aspect, I would say.
This is beautiful. This conversation just went soaring into the heavens. This is beautiful because there is no male, there is no female. There is no masculinity. There is no femininity. They are
very true.
Yes, there are two sides.
Go away from that, you then become free, right? So one of the things that I keep telling him is he has this era of freeness about him, and I feel like this is why we kind of came together. Because with me, I know for me, there's always a checks and balances. There's always a formula for something, and the world doesn't always work like that. So
absolutely.
Experience I'm learning.
Yeah, absolutely. The world, that's another, we'll tackle that too. The world doesn't always have checks and balances, but there's always checks and balances, right? You can't exist two places at one time, yet all around us, things are existing two places at one time. We have a whole scientific study and name for it. It's called superposition. On a molecular level, things are existing in multiple places at one time. The world is both and it's my favorite thing to talk about, Susan. When I release the either orness in me, it's like my brain unlocked levels of ascension, and there were no more blockage. There was no more blockages. It's just because once you unlock a level, whatever that may be to you, once you get so far, it just continues. It just continues. You see symphony on the waves of a beach. You see family and seagulls flying overhead. Tell them the truth, right? You see the beauty in disaster. You walk by a natural disaster, and like Susan walks by a natural disaster on TV and cries. And like, oh my God, she just feels all the pain from 9 million people suffering from a hurricane or something, right? Because you're in touch. I told Deanna this morning, it's not the first time I said it, but I told Deanna this morning, I said, be prepared for it. I told her last night too, I said, be prepared for this class because you don't know jit. Is what I said. I didn't say that with the J though. Okay. And I said, none of us do. None of us do. We are everything, but we don't know anything, is what I told her. Because when you know something, you judge, jury, and executioner. When you are that thing, your grace and mercy. See it? When I know you're wrong, that ass is mine. You know what I'm saying? It's mine. Get it. When I know I am wrong, have been wrong, and I'm just like you, nothing but grace and mercy for you. Now back to this femininity, masculinity. It doesn't exist. And the crazy thing is, your ancestors, or at least the people who come before you, have tried to tell you this. And when they scream it, if they say it too much, you call it fringe theology, or fringe means on the outsides. But the symbol for woman and the symbol for man are the same thing. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the ancient symbol, the chalice and the chevron. They're the same thing. It is. The womb flipped upside down is the penis. I'll go further. Scientifically, the baby is born both male and female. And along your development, DNA unlocks and says, okay, we'll be a male. And the clitoris becomes a penis. Or I'll be a female. The penis goes in and becomes a clitoris. We're born both. And this, I'm talking to adults, so hopefully I'm not being vulgar, but this is what science is. Okay? Go ahead, Phil.
Antonio,
yes,
not to be picky.
Fair enough.
You can bet I'm going to be picky now. They're about ready to be picky. They're conceived to be male or female.
Fair enough.
They're born with a propensity to one way or another.
Fair
and
enough.
As we're learning with transgender, that can even change after birth.
Yep. Well, absolutely. Which is incredible in itself. And what a wonderful time to be alive, right? And I'm glad you was picky with that, because I didn't want to alienate, anyone's journey. And I didn't want to give fuel to someone to say, you must be born again, right? Let's calm down. Calm down. Okay, we're having a pleasant conversation. That's not unpleasant, but we want to move towards both and. Paul, the Apostle Paul, the Hebrew, who is not I freak Christians out all the time when I say this. Paul was not trying to write scriptures. I'm not sure if Paul did not say, you know what, Phil, I'm going to write a scripture. No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened.
Was he just writing letters to churches? Okay.
Yes. They became scriptures. But Paul did not. Can you imagine the posture one must have to say, well, let me write a scripture for 3,000 years from now. Watch how cold this is going to be. No. If I knew what I said today would be sacred 2,000 years from now, I probably would have said, okay, people listening to me later, this is a contextual issue, right? You get it? I mean, I'm being a little jovial here, but Paul drops knowledge in Galatians. And it's Galatians is one of Paul's earliest writings. This is not a religious talk. I'm taking this as a historian. I'm having this conversation as a historian right now. The theology is irrelevant. When Paul began his journey, law, his second experience was, hey, y'all, you Galatians, there's no male, there's no female, there's no Greek, there's no Jew. It's just one in Christ. I kid you not. Grace, Google it for me. It should be Galatians 3:23. You know, I get argued with all the time, so I try to remember these things, Phil. So when people say, I got it up here somewhere, right? I got it up here. Right? It should be Galatians 3:23. If I'm off, I ain't off by much. I'm not off by much. Let's break this down. Assuming Paul, law, is not trying to preach a sermon. Assuming Paul is like Phil and Susan and said, we are one. Right? This is, we're one. And Paul's understanding of this oneness is Christ, because here's what he does. He takes the one God, Yahweh, and redefines that oneness in Trinityness. There it is right there. So I said 23, it's 28. My bad. I was 5 off, law. My bad. I was 5 off. Get it? There is neither Jew or Greek. Neither is there slave or free. There is no male or female, for you're all one. All right, let's break this down real quick. That's why I said this. Just you can stop it, Grace. This is his language. It's this very contextual argument. Paul is using his language to his people that he is writing to. You in his time, you were Hebrew or barbarian. Greek meant barbarian. You understand? You were one of us, or you were what's the other word we use, Grace?
Gentile.
Gentile. Thank you. I'm so trying to find that word. You were of Abraham, or you were a Gentile. Paul says, no, not no more. No. No, listen. This is very relevant. Not no more, Ashia. So what else is there no more of? Well, there's no more slaves, and then there's no more free. What else is there no more of? Well, now think about it. No more gender roles either. Uh-oh, come on, feminists. Come on. No, it's just no more. There's no more male, no more female. And let me tell you something. People have a hard time with this one, Susan, because people don't have a hard time with this. People who want women to not preach and be quiet have a very hard time with this. Very hard time. Because if preaching came from, it belongs to a man, yet scripture says there is no such thing as man anymore. After Christ, then preaching doesn't belong just to a man anymore, does it? See that? Right now, someone's listening and they are readying their arguments against me in comment section, and I'm not even arguing for women preachers right now. Okay, they're doing those, but they're ready right now, Archie. They're ready right now. Law, I'm trying to get you to understand is 21 years ago, there was a dude on earth saying, there's no male, there's no female. There's something about a creator that is both and, neither or. And that's powerful. That is that the struggle Law has now that he's evaporating. Because if he wasn't, he would be pushing his twin flame away. You hear me? Like all the way away.
I have wrestled with the idea. Let's not.
Look,
I will go ahead and jump on that sword.
I know that's right. Every time his twin flame, every time his twin flame would have did something feminine. Why you do that?
Right. You know. Yeah.
Why you act like that? Toughen up. Because when you don't like something about yourself, right? You know what I'm saying? You tend to try to kill it in others. And this whole Greek, Jew, whatever conversation, it's just about twin flames. I just want you to know that someone posed an argument that became scripture. Man, we have to be one. And since we come from one creator, we're none of that stuff. No more divisions. That's powerful. That's power. The reason it's not powerful because it was said. It's powerful because it was said 2,000 years ago when you say people were dumb. That's why it's powerful. Before there were mastermind groups, when 97% of the world was, what's the word? Illiterate. That's the word I'm looking for. People were out there doing philosophy where philosophy shouldn't exist. Philosophy belongs to the Greeks. There's a saying, what does Athens have to do with Jerusalem? Paul, who bridges the gap between Greeks, philosophy, and theos, God, because Paul never changed his name. Paul with the Greeks was Saul. He had Greek citizenship. And Paul with the Hebrews was, other way around, I'm sorry. Paul with the Hebrews was Saul. There you go. And Paul with the Greeks was Saul. No, Paul. There you go. I'm trying to keep messing. I got something in my head, right? Paul. Because he had dual citizenship. And bridge these two things together. So a lot of his scriptures have philosophy. A lot of his scripture has Athens and Greek in them. So I would say to you, Law, your twin flame is no different than the Apostle Paul calling you into the scripture of your ascension. And that's a beautiful thing if you ask me and Susan. That's a beautiful thing. It's very fair. That karmic soulmates is different. We all here to burn off, most people here are burn off a karmic debt because you have karma. Like you don't get to. I know you want to, Grace. I know you want to, but you don't get to start over. No, you. Yeah. Arshia, it ain't that easy. It ain't that easy. It's not. You don't get to be no heathen, Frida, and be like, all right, let me come back over here and start over again. Nope. No, what you did last time coming back on you this time. You understand what I'm saying? What you did yesterday will find its roots in today. So you don't get to start over. Your karma, your past deeds will follow you no matter what. This is why I love to gently tell people, Sandra, everybody gets what they deserve, good or bad. Everybody gets what they deserve. Everybody. And that's a beautiful thing. It's also a really scary thing, too, when you think about it. It's a really scary thing, too, when you think about it. So what we have here is karma. This means this person is in your life, Susan, to get on your beep, beep nerves. That's their purpose. That is their purpose. You're probably never going to get along with them. God forbid you end up a relationship with them, which is pretty rare. But if you do, it's tumultuous. You know it's a karmic soulmate when their very existence and your very existence, it just can't stay in the same environment. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? And do not think karmic.
That could do with siblings too, right?
I was just, don't you think karmic soulmates are about people you just knew? not just siblings either, Law. It could be mother-daughter. It could be parent-child. And the purpose of karmic soulmates are one purpose, twofold, two ends of the spectrum, okay? The one purpose is you have to burn off that karmic debt so you can continue to ascend. That's what they're there for. And let me tell you something. You ask God for patience. God not sending you patience. God sending you karmic soulmates to test that. You understand? Arshia goes, God, give me patience. Sure, karmic soulmate. Text Arshia right now.
My karmic soulmate birthed me, so I met her personally.
Yeah, and yeah, no doubt. All of you, we all have. It's part of karma is very kind. It's a very gentle process, but we don't view it that way because we've been taught from a lack mentality. Karma is the kindest thing. Like let's if I was explaining karma to my kids, would y'all allow me that? I want to make it an illustration. If I was explaining karma to my kids, I would say, well, kids, somewhere there's a dimension. Somewhere there's a dimension. And in that dimension, there are a bunch of ascended people with one consciousness looking out for you. And sometimes you don't do what you should do fast enough. You don't forgive wholly or totally enough. So what these people who love you so much will do is send you karma to speed you up. Without that karma, you wouldn't do it. So in order, this is how I explain to my kids. In order for you to forgive when you shouldn't, the fathers and mothers who love you so much, who watch over you every day, are going to send you a situation which you shouldn't be forgiven for. And then send Susan to hug you when you don't deserve it. So you remember that when it's time for you to pay it forward. And if you don't do it, if you don't do what Phil did for you, you're going to pay for it. And you're going to get some karma. So the next time it comes, you can go, okay, let me try it this way now. And if you don't do it, don't worry. They're going to send the lesson back to you again. And you're going to repeat. They're going to keep sending you the same gift so you can ascend. This is how I would explain it to my kids. The truth is, that is still accurate to adults. What you think you're going through, I promise you, Arshia, is the kindest thing you could go through because it could be worse. And if you don't think so, I would say keep living, but you ain't got to. Just cut on your TV. Phil's, I think it was Phil, said like 3 weeks ago, like, the people in Ukraine were on Zoom calls the day before, planning proms and soccer games. There's a famous story. Grace, do me a favor. Google Ukrainian gamer doesn't want to die. Kid you not. The day of the invasion, because gaming is worldwide. Mm-hmm. Gamer from Ukraine doesn't want to die. On his live stream, Susan, it breaks me up every time I think about it. Confessed that he hopes he can finish beating the game for his fans because he doesn't want to die. And think about that. These people were playing video games. And then the next day, life changes. Now, if you're not in that situation, you're doing better than them. I'm not saying you're good. I'm just saying you're gooder than them. It can always be worse. So whatever you're going through is the kindest thing you could possibly be going through. And your karmic soulmate, as irritating as they are, and trust me, Frida, they are. They'll never like you. As much as you log on, keep on trying. Let me help y'all on karmic soulmates. Until both of you decide, that's not going to stop being karma. That does not mean you, because see, you get to decide, I won't participate no more. That does not mean Antonio ain't going to stop trying to stab you every chance he gets. You just have to accept that I'm not going, just because you change don't mean I'm going to change. Help me, somebody. So no, so Law goes, man, I keep trying. You keep trying all you want to. I'm not changing. The good thing is you're burning off your karma to where you won't deal with that later, next lifetime, whatever that may be. But until you both decide, that situation won't change. Because that's what it's here for. It's here. Here's what karma is for. Here's what that relationship is for. It's here for you to ascend. Without it, you won't. No human on planet Earth does anything when things are good. Do you understand the level of ascension you must have to actually do good things when things are good? Do you understand how hard it is to be a blessing when you're blessed? Oh yes, see y'all not, you're not thinking. You're not thinking. Let's use Phil and Susan. Let's just use Phil and Susan for a moment. Let's make this make sense to y'all, because I want to make it make sense to you. Phil and Susan ain't got nothing to prove. They helping y'all out Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. And if I say right now, hey everybody, Arshia is going to do a presentation for us. It's a special presentation at some weird day, Thursday, at some weird time, 7 p.m. At 8 p.m. Eastern, Phil and Susan will be on the call. Susan will be cooking, for God's sake. Phil will stay in the gap, cut his camera on, and still support Arshia. Do you understand the level of ascension you have to be that kind when you ain't got nothing to prove? Now, I'm dead serious. It takes a lot of ascension to say, you know what? There's nothing wrong with my life. I'm going to be a blessing. That is not how that works, okay? Most people will go, I got it. I got mine. You ain't got to believe me. Just turn on the TV and cut on any news channel and watch your government. Just watch your government. Well, Phil, we got ours. So if it's a land of opportunity for everyone. It takes ascended master, wanderer. If I had to say it, it takes completing your whole life cycle of 75,000 years and come back and volunteer just to do the right thing when things are right. The problem with man is we hate right things. Give us heaven, we'll make hell. That's what we do. And there are people, and there's a lot of them on this call, telling people rise above that. That's why we show up to every call. There are people raising the collective consciousness saying, don't be that way. But I can assure you, karma, you need it, Arshia. Because ain't nan one of y'all changed because it was good. Let me give you a good example of this. Everybody get it now, move on. Susan, nobody has ever said, my life is amazing. let me try this Christianity thing out. I'm having such a good time. I got all the money in the world, all the health of the world. You know what? Tell me about this Christianity. No, no. You got punched in the face. And at your lowest, you said, something's got to give. And only then could you hear Islam, Christianity, Judaism. Well, you was probably born. Even if you was born into it, that don't mean you respected it, Grace. You didn't respect it until you went through it. You understand? How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? You've been hearing Amazing Grace all your life. Yeah. You got 32 years old and needed some Amazing Grace. And next time you heard that song, you lost it. You lost it. You fool around, let your mama die and see how these songs sound differently after that. These songs is different. A hug is different when you need it. Some of
I was sitting there slobbering all over myself with that song. Oh my God.
I get it.
I thought about all my children. I was pinned up against the wall, fell all over. And man, if it was a toilet bowl, I probably would have been face down in it.
I understand. I completely understand. Karmic soulmates. So if you wonder, am I in a karmic relationship? Let me help you. It's easy to find out if you're in a karmic relationship. If no matter what you do, it can't get better, won't get better, it's probably a karmic relationship. I got more for you. If no matter how many times you say, I'm walking away from this, and law does, and if all of a sudden he go back or it comes forth, no matter, it's probably a karmic relationship. If everything you do to let it go don't work, and it finds you, it's a karmic relationship. And you typically know because you never have peace. It's never good.
So I got a question.
Yeah.
I got one. What do you do? Like, is that supposed to be like, listen, when you start talking at like, okay, and I mean, you know, you've gone every which way and it still shows back up, or however it ends back up. Is that an embracement? And then you just proceed with the caution and the knowing and the understanding that this might be rocky, but it's like, what do you do?
Yeah, I was explaining to somebody. I'll help you out here. It's pretty easy. Well, it's not. Well, it is easy to. Thank you. See, the human consultant say, have some water next to you. So when you start choking, you see, I broke a human consultant cardinal rule. This is why I need to be on Mondays. The idea is easy. The concept is easy. The enduring, well, you've been suffering for lifetimes for this same issue, these same issues. That's why it's back. The answer lies, and this is not just talking to age, just talking to everybody. The answer lies in what she said when she asked the question. Is that an embracing? Everybody listen to me. If you forget anything I ever said, if you remember this one thing, you'll accidentally get everything you want in this world. Whatever you are, and whatever is in front of you is there to serve you. Lean into it. If you never forget, if you forget everything I ever said, become your environment, and you'll win every time. You'll win every time. You'll win every single time. It is only when you resist that something continues to persist. Here's the deal. Just because you became, now I'm only talking to, this is for me and Susan. So if you're an overthinker, I'm talking to you. If you're overthinkers, me and Susan, I'm talking to you. I didn't say allow See that? He said, well, Antonio, if I lean into it, I'm allowing it to happen. No. We're not talking about being a doormat. We're saying, oh, Antonio is treating me like this because I activate his insecurities. I'm going to lean into that understanding. So when I interact with him, in which I have to, I'm also going to limit my interactions with him in which it is wise to. So on the occurrences that I have to interact with Antonio, in which I know he's looking for a reason to explode on me, I'm not going to give him one. I'm going to consistently diffuse the situation by avoiding all his landmines. So when I say, why you do that, Adrian? Adrian is not going to respond. Now, she can't ignore me because that's exactly what I'm looking for, because I got abandonment issues. So if she don't answer me, she act just like them. If she answered me, she got me messed up. So she can't do nothing. I ain't going to let her do nothing. So what is my only goal? What's my only option? Adrian says, you know what? You're right. I'm going to do better. It doesn't matter if you believe this. What matters is you leaned into that situation and diffused it. And now you can walk away. Go ahead, Susan.
You know, whenever things would be difficult or so many things coming at me, I'd always listen to the song, The Eye of the Storm. I don't know if you all know that.
It's a good song.
Yeah, I mean, look it up and just look at the lyrics. Just read the lyrics. In the eye of the storm, you remain in control. And in the anchor, when my sails are torn, your love surrounds me in the eye of the storm. So like when I would be driving to my mom's or coming back from my mom's after taking care of her and just all the confusion of everything going on, I would just be in the car singing that as loud as I could, and crying. And you know,
yeah,
you have to have those things because the storms of life are all around us. And, you know, you see those right. People and how strong they are. And I don't know why we're only seeing the strong. We're not seeing weak. We're seeing women out there.
Right.
You know, and sending, you know, the men sending their wives and children and how strong they all are. And they're in a storm, a major storm. And we all have
right.
storms. And we can have little storms every day. But, you know, if you have an anchor, you know, God is the anchor, and you turn there instead of turning into the other ways of going about it, you'll be much better off.
Yeah, I agree. And that was very well said. Yeah, that's very well said. And I like when let's back up to when she said, I'd be in a car and I just sing this song. I really need y'all to hear this. Not only, well, of course she's right, because she's lived long enough to be right. You got a few days on you. You live long enough to be right. But she wasn't, what she's saying, Adrian and others listening, she's not saying, ooh, I was happy. She's saying, I found the way to activate my happiness. And if I had to sing 100 times, I was going to sing 100 times until my happy showed up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, the song says you remain in control in the eye of the storm. So instead of breaking down, and you know, you do what you have to do no matter what. You go, you just keep going and do what you have to do no matter what. Yeah, absolutely. And that's how we've had plenty of storms in our marriage and in our business and everything else. And, we don't drown. We somehow stay afloat.
That's a good analogy. No, I get it. And I don't, it's how, we bond through those traumas. Now, I'm not talking about trauma bonding. That's a different thing. Not trauma bonding is abusive. Well, in most cases, but there are some good trauma bonds that's not abusive, like me feeling Susan's son in the same foxhole, defending our country. That's a good trauma bonding. It's not abusive. So there are some situations where trauma bonding is not abusive. This is why your brothers and sisters in the military are like you meet lifelong friends, because that trauma of serving your country bonds you. That's not abusive. But if I keep on creating hell for Arshia in a relationship and she at war every day, well, that's a different kind of trauma bonding. But it's when you learn how to swim together, man, it's kind of hard to have other people come in a relationship and drown you.
Watch it.
There you go. There it is. That's karmic soulmates. Karmic soulmates. If you're saying, man, am I in a karmic soulmate relationship? Because am I married to one? Well, if you married your karmic soulmate, or if you are living with your karmic soulmate, you did a lot to get there. No. We need to keep it understood here. You don't easily exist with a karmic soulmate. You've had to overcome the impossible, ignore the inevitable. The Phils and Susans of your family were like, Antonio, don't do it. Shut up, Phil. Right? All that stuff, he did it anyway. You had to, if you're in a karmic relationship, you work for that. I promise you, you worked for it. You work for it the same way you work to hold it together. Karmic relationships are tumultuous, and that's what they're supposed to be. They're part of your ascension, and it's gentle should you change your worldview. Soulmates. Well,
Antonio, I'm sorry.
Yes. No, go ahead.
Can you explain one more time how you find out who your karmic soulmate is?
I want you. Are you looking for? Well, do you understand it enough to write it down in notes? Are you looking for my words, or are you trying to write it in notes?
In your words.
So you got it.
Well, I have what you said in notes. Yes.
No, it's all good. I'm just quick question. Do you got it for you?
No.
Okay, then I'll do both. Here's my words, then I'll then I'll explain it. A karmic soulmate is someone vibrating at your soul's frequency to get on your last nerves. And that's a professional term. that's a professional term. They will tear you down. And you know what? I'm so sorry, because I need y'all to get karmic soulmates goes both ways. I'm so sorry if I gave you the impression you are the victim. Oh, silly me. You're not the victim. The same way you feel about them, they feel about you. And every time you don't respond correctly, you're karma for them. Okay, so I said soulmates. I didn't say karmic mate. No. I said two is doing the same thing. You don't like your sister don't like you either, Craig. You get what I'm saying? A karmic soulmate is a violent, I don't mean punching in the face. It's a relationship that is tied to you by the soul. Why? Because it just depends on how long you've been doing this. But last time you didn't get it together. So you just incarnated because you didn't learn these lessons. You didn't burn this karma. So you got to do it all over again. And until you do it, you won't ascend. Here's the beautiful thing, everybody. You will do it. There are no mistakes. Everybody grows up. It always gets better. But you can hurry that along a little bit. You ain't got to spend your whole life in hell just to get to heaven. Go ahead, Susan.
Oh, I didn't know. I was still unmuted from before, I think.
Oh, okay.
But you know you say like Phil and I are twin flames. Is that, you were saying that early on?
Well, I didn't really say that. I did use that as an example as twin flames. Yeah.
Because like if you're not the karmic soulmate with your, you know, when you hear the word soulmate, you think of that as your spouse.
Yeah.
You know, so if we were to be twin flames, but you know, would people in twin flames also have karmic soulmate situations or people lives? That's, and there could be many or one.
Many. Absolutely. 100%.
Trying to see you know, I'm narrowing it down, and then I want to see the whole broad picture of what because if there's only two, then you've got one or the other with people.
Right. No, I got you for sure. There is a belief, it's a strong one, it's very popular. Well, not popular is the right term. Law of one. If you come from any, so this, I guess you got Ra and Seth, basically. And that's what you got. And then you have people, any one of these channels. Basically, Seth, Ra. Okay? And on the Ra side of things, it is explained this way, that you incarnate or reincarnate with on average 34 people. And each time you do this, it's 34 same individuals. And some of them are karmic, some of them are not, but they're all soulmates. There's a soulmate, as Susan was saying, that you incarnate with, who is the love of your life. That's a different version of your soul manifesting itself and expressing itself through coupling and intimacy. And while Phil, handsome brother, is not my kiss me in the mouth soulmate, that's been taken, that role's been taken, he is still my soulmate, just not in the Susan sense of, you know, in the Susan role either of it. But we tend to choose, well, assuming we all choose when we come, and we do, we choose the time in which we come, and we choose who we're coming with. And that now that just depends on the mission and what your role is. I choose to burn off my karma with you. And we do this peacefully. Let's say it's Grace, my soulmate. All right, Grace, me, perfect souls, perfect soul place, heaven, whatever. It doesn't matter what the illustration will be. And we say, okay, Grace, we're going to get it together this time. Yeah, I'm sure it is. And then we incarnate to forget. And I go, F you, Grace. You know? But that ain't what we're doing in the world of the absolutes. Right? We're not arguing up there. So you have multiple. And again, I'm not trying to force this on you, but it's answering the question. Because when we think about soulmates, we do think about, you know, our soulmate that we intimately share with. That person, since there's only one of us in the room, that's Phil is Susan's version of herself that she can trust like nobody else. There's a lot, well, not a lot, but there's a few others that heighten and enhance her experience. But there's one that if she had to draw it herself would be filled. And until she decides not to, it's going to keep happening. And it's going to be another. It just looked differently last time. It might be, it might be. I don't know. It might be Arabic next time. So I have no idea, right? It might be a woman next time. Who knows? But that's what it is. We have more than one soulmate. There's an easier way to understand this. We call them divine connections. When you think about divine connections, these are your past soulmates, and at a divine time, they come, like pee on your shoe while you're at the urinal. Y'all remember that story? That's Phil. Yeah, real quick, just pee on it. Hey, you're gonna be a great speaker. All right, and there you go. Right, stuff like that. And then sometimes they move on, sometimes they don't. So very good question, because I wouldn't have said that, and I probably should have started with that. So very, very good question. That's on the. I'm not sure if it's on the Seth side of things, but I know for sure it's on the Ra side of things. But it's all one truth. Like truth looks like it's different, but it's prosperity has one voice. Cool. What was next? Which an hour? Okay, this is so. I'm sorry. Any questions? And any questions?
Yes.
Okay.
One question.
Yeah. Please. You got them all.
Before we get to
Thank you, Susan.
which an hour.
Another
Another
hour is
aspect.
something else, boy. I tell you.
I know, that's what I'm looking for, because it was like about 2 weeks I was going through the witch hour. Another aspect of twin flames that I've learned, and maybe you might be able to better explain, is that they also equate it with a split in souls as well.
Oh, fair enough. As long as you don't take. So this is back to what Susan was saying. It's as long as you take split as in surplus and not deficiency. Because the truth is, there's one soul that keeps splitting itself in surplus so we can continue to have our experience. Did that make sense? Like if you think about the first consciousness, the one infinite creator, God, however you do this, like that's up to you. That split is in surplus. See, I'm not saying Law is right if we stick with the surplus mindset, because God, I'm just going to say God because people understand it, okay? It's just one of us in the room, but there's a bunch of us in the room, right? Because there was a split. But that split came from, this is so awesome. There's so much of abundance of me. Let me make another me. So if you're saying a twin flame is another me of abundance, like Susan says, I love me so much, I want another me. Oh, what does it look like? Well, likes humor. You know what I'm saying? And then she just starts describing Phil. That's a split from the surplus of love in herself. The surplus of love of herself. It's the same way God loved you, right? It's how all this existed in the first place. You saying that, 100%. But if you're saying I'm split and I need to be whole again, no. Stay away from that.
Okay, so that I think that's what I was internalizing.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so that makes a lot more sense. And
Absolutely.
the reason why I asked that is because we kind of favor each other as far as like look wise, and then we also have like similar marks that have like different stories, but they look the same. It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
There's a whole book. Well, there's a book turned to movie that I made you watch called Cloud Atlas for some very same scenario. Yeah, of course. We have, and that book was about 6 soulmates living 6 different timelines and kept reincarnating in each other's timelines. That's what it's about. Of course, each soulmate, or not each, 2 of them had one that really, I don't want to say real, but that that Susan feel, you know, that I don't know what to call it. So that's a perfect example there, right? That soulmate thing right there. But I'm so glad Laura asked this question, because you got to remember, y'all, when we say, well, it's a split, I can only use so many words, you know, especially if I'm talking, I can only use so many words. And sometimes we, you know, we take these words too seriously. And sometimes we don't critically think about the words. And it's fine. As long as you're saying in the same way, one consciousness split itself into 7.8 billion people, 7.8 billion people. That's a surplus split. And Phil is very good at telling you there are more souls than bodies. So really, it's more split than the 7.8 billion people. You understand what I'm saying? This folk waiting. That's a split of surplus, because it implies, I got you, Grace. It implies Phil don't need Susan to be whole. Susan doesn't need Phil to be whole, because they're both whole. They're perfect. When they don't act like whole selves, that's when they drown. They got to learn how to swim. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how it happens. We don't have relationship problems. We have character problems. When I put in my responsibility, that is my job, to make Deanna happy, and she forces me to do that, we're dead in the water. I cannot make you happy. That is your job. And if you don't come to this relationship happy, you're killing us. And that's the difference between split from surplus and split from deficiency. And I'm so glad you asked. And that's very important that it has to come out that way. Because you're hurting this world and you're hurting people trying to make them complete you. You were born complete. And we have, I'm sorry, Grace, I promise I'm coming to you, but this is so important. We have establishments that we donate to where we now say you're not complete without us. You're not complete without your giving. You're not complete without my preaching. You know what I'm saying? And it has created wars that are unnecessary. And there's no disrespect. I said it as gently as possible. If whoever controls, like right now, just today, whoever is in power of voting for or going to war on any level, executive order, whatever, however any government works, if all of them were whole, wouldn't be no war. Wouldn't be no war. If all of them were whole, wouldn't be no war. But to be honest with you, the only reason why people like us exist is because war exists. Would we be here, Phil and Susan, if it didn't? No. We'd be somewhere else, fixing that somewhere else. Some weird planet. So we'll be there. But we're here because somebody has to raise a collective consciousness and somebody had to be dumb enough to volunteer for it. Here we are. Go ahead, Grace.
Okay. Two things. One,
take your time.
Arshia has a question in the comments, but I have a question too. Can you define soulmates one more time?
Oh, yeah, I skipped over it because it's your fault. Yeah, it wasn't something that you needed to be understood. A soulmate. Let's just take my raw definition here. A soulmate are people you choose to incarnate with. To fulfill the highest expression of yourself. Okay? because I left out the karmic part because I already talked about that. That's dominated most of the conversation. And it could be more than one. That special one, well, that's different. As far as can soulmates, I mean, twin flame is a soulmate. Don't get it twisted. That is most certainly a soulmate. That's an exact replica carbon copy. That's, that is the you go act like me. You know what I'm saying?
That's the difference.
That's the difference.
Yes.
I was telling, I was using Feeling Susan as, well, let me answer your question first. I should. Sure, you can read minds. If you're going to be on the same frequency of the same soul and you have open communication, you can read minds. No different than Phil is smart enough to read one of Susan's eye rolls from 300 feet away, or or arm fold or something. We pick up on these behaviors. No different than we're reading minds. There's no doubt about it. I was using Feeling Susan as an example. I took the liberty. Did y'all have nothing to do with this? I forgot who I was talking. I was talking to one of them, Grace or Deanna, and we were having some sort of issue about give and pull. I'm not sure what it was. And so I just threw Feeling Susan out there as an example. I said, pandemic been happening for like 3 years. Now I have no evidence of this. I'm just a guy that knows some stuff. I said, Phil and Susan pretty much inside all day because Florida is crazy as hell. That's what I told them. Just like Texas. And you can't tell me that every day Phil wants to be inside or Susan wants to be inside. And you can't, this is what I'm talking to Grace and Deanna, and you can't tell me that this is always okay. No. And I told him, but Deanna, Susan gives and pulls, Phil gives and pulls. And if you're in a relationship and you're not giving and pulling, you can't even survive the pandemic, let alone a work relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling, I'm not saying this is true, but it's kind of sense though. I'm vitamin D deficient right now because I ain't taking my butt outside. You're still, I'm sure. So I'm on the side of let's just stay inside all day. You know what I'm saying? But you have to have a relation. No, it's not a relationship. A level of consciousness to where you say, then I remember what I said after that. And I was saying, and Phil is an alpha male. And for an alpha male to be like, fine, okay, babe. Do you understand how ascended you must be to be like, no, I'm not going to do it, and don't do that? It takes a lot to say, all right, you run the house. That's fine. That's fine. That means I ain't got nothing to prove. It is what it is. Harmony is greater than my desire to be right. And until you get there, as Susan said, you're going to be drowning a lot. It's just a drown. And I remember now because we were talking about Deanna, I don't forget what the hell she did at this point, but she was like, no, right? But then no. Like
you gave us an AP class yesterday.
Yeah. If Frida was like, I don't want to do the hourly reports. No. Like I'm not trying to win. Like this, what works for you? It's not like I'm trying to fire you. And it's not like I need to put my foot down for it to work. Like, tell me what works for you and we'll get in that. And that's why I brought them up in the whole give and pull thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no one stay inside all damn day. I could stay inside all day. Deanna would die. Deanna would just die. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't tell nobody at all. I told y'all last year, 2 years ago, I ain't never catch a car. I ain't caught nothing. I ain't had a scare. I'm not catching nothing. I'm not. The Holy Spirit, you can give me that. I'm not catching nothing. You understand? The witching hour. My goodness. All right. You know what? I'm gonna play. I think Sadhguru talked about this before. I'm gonna go pull him up real quick. There's plenty of people, but I want to pull up someone Indian. So whether it be, let me just pull up something in there. Doesn't matter who it is, because I want to get the idea of non-American thought here, because there's nothing about the witching hour that is an American thought. It was hijacked. It was hijacked. Do you understand? It was hijacked. So what I want to do is I'm going to play a video, and just, the West has hijacked plenty of Eastern things and perverted.
The AM show with me, Abhilasha.
I was playing something very Christian earlier today, right? And now here I am playing something very Hindi right now.
Today's video.
So Antonio Smith, if nothing else describes me, this is it for sure. This is eclectic for sure. I'm going to skip a little bit so she can, most people do introductions.
What is Brahma Muhurat? Brahma Muhurat is this period of time which is 1.5 hours before sunrise. So wherever you stay, you can find out the sunrise time and calculate 1.5 hour before that sunrise. And that is when you should be awake. Okay, that is Brahma Muhurat. Okay. Now,
Good. 1.5 hours. So it's 3:40 is a good time for you to be processing this information, due to Ben Franklin, daylight savings time, something, 3:40, something like that. Just, and it doesn't matter, like, you just do for your time, because it's about how the world is processing. It's about how the earth is tilting at your particular geographical location. Is this okay? It doesn't, like, you don't have to get technical, because the earth is tilting at your geographical location. That's why sunrise is different depending on where you are. But before that, that earth would have a tilt at your time. You understand what I'm saying? Wherever you are. So don't be, I have to say that to Western thinking people, because freaking Western thinking. You need everything to be exact. Let's listen to Sadhguru real quick.
Problems that human beings are suffering is simply because we have awareness as to how to be in sync.
When I enlarge it, cut up.
Many problems that human beings are suffering is simply because we have lost that awareness as to how to be in sync with the many forces. If you become in rhythm with life, you will also wake up somewhere after 3 AM. At that time, you should sit up and do whatever process you have been initiated for.
So me and Sadhguru come from the same lineage. So let's talk. Let me see both of those clips. I do apologize. Here is the Sadhguru one. And then I have no idea who this lady is, but she's fantastic.
Hi guys,
and loud in my ear. And here is here is her link right there. Her link was second, and I just did them in reverse order. The rest of this call now is dedicated to this witching hour. This idea of, it was never a witching hour. I need you to, do I have permission to?
Yes.
Okay. All right. The devil is a Western invention, and I do apologize to you. I don't mean to offend you. And if the devil is a blessing in your life and keeps you proper, please keep the devil in your theology. It is that idea of serving you. I'm not here to change your theology. In this case, I'm just changing the tone of this witching hour. That's all. Keep the theology. But during this period, when the earth is tilted in a pretty good manner, during this period, I would like for you to have the idea that the height of whatever you can do or initiate it for is at good power. Is this okay? No, if you are a good a-hole, all right, you're might going to do some good a-hole things. You know, the full moon enhances who you are, whatever you are. That waxing, full moon waxing is waxing right now, right? Or waning. Waning. I always get the terms confused. It's waning right now. That means it's growing. That means it's not a time to not a good time to have surgery. Your ancestors understood that. Because you're going to grow whatever's wrong with you, or you're going to grow your scar. I know, fooey talk, but your body has been your body's evolved a lot longer than your education. It's okay. Your body is pretty smart. It's pretty smart, and the moon has been mooning for quite some time, and that's okay too. It has. It really has. And so I want you to know that, let's talk about this witching now at first. This idea of evil and this idea of good, we have to gently tell you there is neither. This conversation is a lot easier when I'm in India or Jerusalem or something. A lot easier on the East Coast, in the Eastern Hemisphere. A lot easier. There is no, or if you have a bunch of yogis, if y'all practice yoga every day, it'd be a lot easier too. Okay, be a lot easier. There is no good. There is no evil. There are no victims. There are no victors. There's just experience. And everyone serves the universe, the one infinite creator, and every action does so. And the idea of there being this incredible evil is just not true. Oh, the moon is waxing. Thank you. It's just not true. And I'm not here. I'm not talking about truth, Grace, as if truth is truth. What is truth? Nothing. Nothing at all. There ain't no truth. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no truth at all. So what is truth then? Well, truth is whatever you make it. So what I'm going to do is, in a rapid succession, in order for me to tell you all I want to tell you, I'm going to fast forward this clip a little bit because I know he's going to say something smart. And I want you to listen for about a minute. And then I'll feel comfortable enough after he plowed the field. Let's go with it.
Sicaries in where we are in Tennessee, the US ashram, they wake up once in 17 years. Can you beat it? They know it is 17 years and they come awake and they breathe and they go back to sleep. They're keeping time once in 17 years, no alarm bell anywhere. Well, how is this? I'm saying they're in sync with nature. We have lost sync within nature and we think that is our nature. No. All the many ailments, many problems that human beings are suffering is simply because we have lost that awareness as to how to be in sync with the many forces which are making us who we are. So yoga is to bring that sync so that you are in rhythm with life. If you become…
And I was hoping he would say something like that, because that's what this witching hour is about. It's about when this 2 to 3 hour period has produced this rhythm, this ebb and flow, has supercharged the energies of this universe for you to start your day in power. Now, I have a lot to say, and I'm going to do it with a bunch of examples. If you think about every person that has, like, if every billionaire that's ever been interviewed, they all wake up 3, 4 in the morning. This is very important. See, that's why I wanted to. That's why I wanted to have this talk, and I even show you some science about the Earth tilting if I can find it while I'm talking. That's why I wanted to do it this way, because I don't want you thinking witching. It's just what it's called, but it ain't. It's not. If you go to the Eastern Hemisphere, you'll never hear of witching hour. That's not what it's called. That's not what it's called. There's no such thing as witching hour. And then you have some people say, well, there's a difference between a witching hour and the Brahma hour, okay? And it's not. And I mean this respectively. This idea of witch, this idea of evil, this idea of good is irrelevant, because the science behind this is you are at your best at 3 in the morning. Something amazing happens to your physiology when you're in harmony with nature. Let me prove this through Susan. Go ahead.
I tell Dee all the time, anytime I have to give a keynote, I get up in the wee hours of the morning, because that's when Jesus talks to me, and I start writing. And I didn't know what it was until you just said. I will get up and, like, it'll be 3 or 4 in the morning, and I'll just sit there and be like, okay, I know what my topic is. I just need to know the words to put with the topic, and it just start flowing out.
So you're right. So you're right, and it will continue to be that way. And while you were talking, I just pulled up a video. I've never watched a video ever before, but before I do that, I'm going to prove it with Susan, because that's what I was going to do right first when I start talking. Susan has taught y'all, or told us, the ailments she had as she was younger, the topical, endometrium, what the hell is this? Skin.
Eczema.
Skin.
No, I had
Eczema.
I had rare psoriasis as a child. You usually don't get it, but it was from head to toe, every place except my hands and my face.
Yeah.
So no, I could cover it all up and look like I was fine, but I was covered.
Right. And
yeah,
Susan,
it was an auto.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you're right. Deep. It wasn't just topical. It was in every system of her, wherever her blood flowed was where her problem was. You know what I'm saying? Autoimmune. It was her immune system was fighting itself automatically. And if blood was over there, the problem was over there, or had the potential to be over there. You understand what I'm saying? So what Susan had to do was find nature in her body. Hear me well. This is why she's very good at what she puts in it. So I'm going to take this 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning argument, and I'm going to tell you that there's food that is harmonious in nature. And as Susan began to pick up what was at a good harmonic vibration and consume it, her body became what she ate. That's science. We don't get to disagree with that. You understand? Dr. Sebi's whole diet is based on the fact that humans are electricity. We know this. We know this through science. Bob Proctor says it in A Secret. There's enough electricity in your body to light up a whole city. Right? All right. And since electricity is the basis of DNA, the basis of bodies moving, then you should only be eating things that have electricity within them. You call that alkaline. Yes, I'll just be listening to these words and don't even think about it, right? You call this or alkalinity because it has certain electricity and it matches electricity already in you, and that's the food you need to continue to get better. Go ahead, Susan, please.
Well, back in the 60s, they were basically poisoning me because it wasn't about food and nobody knew about, great food or anything then. I mean, we had a garden and things like that, but my mom baked and had cookies and everything was fried and, just all that stuff that just irritated everything. So my whole body, and they were putting coal tar on me. That's what the treatment was. They put coal tar in my head to get rid of it on my scalp. I took mud baths, tar baths, and then they wrapped me in a tar, in saran wrap with this tar medicine. So they were poisoning me. And then I, stomach problems then.
Yeah.
So then they gave me Maalox and I carried around Maalox. So it wasn't, and the only thing that worked was the sun. Guess what? Nature, sun, nature. So they had sun lamps, which, kind of burnt you. So that wasn't really that great, but, I would lay out in the sun the minute it was even 60 something degree, up against the house just to get the sun, to get rid of it before anyone could see it in the summer. Wow. So I would have relief, in the summertime.
Yeah.
That, was, I never even thought about that part.
Yeah. Yeah.
The sun, the sun helped. And it wasn't until I got older and more in control.
That's right.
Changed my diet and studied it and found out more. And they, they banned all those things, that's never used now. They know better. But back then, that's what was used.
Wow.
So it was a horrible thing to deal with.
Yeah, because they don't. Medicine didn't start working until like 1940, 41. It was World War II. Medicine didn't start working. And they're operating with Susan on, we just figured out a few things. You know what I'm saying? This is why athletes are stronger and faster now, because we got all this. Medicine just start working, y'all. So by the time they trying to figure out what's wrong with Susan, they got a generation of working medicine. You know what I'm saying? A generation of working medicine. That's why you don't have to. That's why she doesn't have people with her autoimmune disease or infections don't have to suffer so much today because we have better science. It's just time. You know what I'm saying? It's just time. And I'll tell you the truth. The aliens came down and crashed in Roswell. No, I'm just joking. I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. That's a strong theory because none of our stuff, we didn't have no electricity, no computers, and nothing until Roswell. Yeah, know that? Okay, we'll talk about that another day. We'll talk about that another day. But that is too funny. That's too funny. I'm going to show you two more videos. Let's go back to Sadhguru again. Lord, pay attention to this. I want you to watch the 40 seconds. Watch in this video about the moon. Okay, let's just watch real quick about the moon.
Simply because we have lost that awareness as to how to be in sync with the many forces. If you become in rhythm with life, you will also wake up somewhere after 3 a.m. At that time, you should sit up and do whatever process you have been initiated for. It will bear maximum fruit.
All right, pay attention to the moon.
In the way the planet is spinning and what is
Earth,
happening, something very fundamental changes somewhere between 3:20 to 3:40. This is called Brahma Muhurtam. This is relevant only up to 33 degrees latitude.
Right there, right? This is what we're talking about. This is tapping into this energy right here. If you don't think this is true, that's cool. Just know that the Earth has an electromagnetic field keeping comets and stuff away, all right? So it's like this, just don't get too sophisticated on us. Don't get too sophisticated. But let me show you something else. Let me show. While I was talking, I found another video. Never watched it before. Prosperity has one voice. You understand what I'm saying? Just watch.
Why are successful people waking up at 4 a.m. and not a different hour? What is the secret behind it? Well, they know how their brain works, and they take advantage of their brainwave states and brain chemistry. The brain produces electrical patterns, often referred to as waves. When you're first awake, your brain operates at around 10.5 waves.
All right, we're gonna stop right there. You need to watch the rest of it because this is. So, what you want this video? Okay, got you. I'll send you this video. You don't have to. This is now you can make this all about your beta, theta, and gamma waves in your brain all you want to, which is true. But when you sync them with the electrical currencies of this earth, remember, Susan was, son, made me better. Yeah, when this earth has power. It does. It has power. So when you sync the electricity and the power and the frequencies of this earth with the frequencies of your brain, something great happens. That's your witching hour. And of course, if I'm a butthole when I search it with that, I'm gonna get some of that too. Let me get some of that too.
Antonio, say that one more time. When you sync, I need to put it in.
When you sync the frequencies of this planet with the life force frequencies of this planet, with the life force, life creating frequencies of your brain, and you put them in alignment, great things happen. And that's not unbelievable because if you eat lettuce, great things happen. If you go pick up lettuce, great things happen than you going and pick up beef. It's the truth. All protein comes from plants. All of it. There's not a single protein on planet that comes from animals. It's animals who eat plants, and then 90% of that escapes and goes to heat. They got 10% of that protein left. This is it, y'all. This stuff isn't that unbelievable. It's science. Go ahead, Law.
So you're saying for those 2 weeks that I was waking up at 3:22 a.m. for like 2 weeks straight. I kept every single day. That's when I was most in sync. Okay.
That's right.
So does that mean that I fell out of sync? I fell out of sync?
Depends. Here's what you should. So let me tell you what you should do. And then, okay, I'll answer your question. So let me tell you what you should do, and then see if it answers your question. So let's say initiated and non-initiated. Okay. If you know what's initiation, if you know what you're here for, if you know your purpose, and that's individual to you, then at 3 a.m. when you get up, Harshit. So let me tell you, your body is slick. Your body will make you have to pee at 3 a.m. If you're in sync, it's gonna get you up. Yeah, y'all need to just respect the intelligence. You can pee at any time, y'all. Why at 3:40? You know what I'm saying? You're in sync. And when your body says, I gotta go pee. All right, we're gonna pee and stay up. And here's what happens. Do whatever you're initiated to do. So right now, I'm writing a book, but I'm writing a book. What you do is if you're writing a keynote, if you have to do a keynote, once you're up at that witching hour, then what you do is you go do that thing. You can go back to sleep, but take advantage of this energy. Because I can assure you, millionaires are, and you can always tell, this is inside information, but you can always tell the millionaires who have astrologists at their side. They do different things. You can always tell. Well, y'all didn't see it. You didn't see it. Well, I don't even know if I should tell them, but sometime at the beginning of this call, rewind the video. At the beginning of this call, when I was talking, the Deanna and Tempest are astrologists, and Tempest is on a Reiki path. Okay, all right, and Deanna is on an herbalist path. and they're both very big in astrology. And while I was talking before the class, it was right in the beginning. That's why if y'all saw me look down, Yana got some stuff and anointed my feet as I was talking. That's why I was like, oh. And I didn't say nothing. I just submitted and kept it going. You know what I'm saying? You can always tell when someone who is doing great things has someone behind them saying, Phil, take this sandwich. It's loaded with super greens. You can always tell. I'm telling you, these people carry luck with them wherever they go. I'm telling you, these people stay in the zone longer. They tap into the power of the subconscious mind more often. You can always tell. These books how do you think these people writing these books? These people ain't just write these books. Ooh, all of a sudden I got information. No, they're vibrating at certain frequencies and this information is being revealed to them. Somebody had to write the first book on the subconscious mind. You know what I'm saying? And I watched the video, even though I was listening, but I watched the video because I put it up on their page. That subconscious mind class Tuesday was fire. No, y'all need to go back and watch it. You know what I'm saying? It was great. And these people, you could tell the millionaire that doesn't have. Let me just keep it real with you. Kanye West probably does not have an astrologist guiding his steps. It's probably safe to say this. It's probably safe to say this. I'm just saying. Neither does Donald Trump. But you can guarantee, see, I'm trying to do black and white. I don't want to pick on it, you know what I'm saying? But you can guarantee that, what's his name? Phil, what's the senator name? That Republican. He did the bravest thing I've ever seen in politics in my life.
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney. I'd still like just say, nope, I'm not voting for Trump. That was brave. That really, really was. You can guarantee Mitt Romney has somebody saying, honey, take these super greens. Your astrological alignment, you know what I'm saying? You can guarantee.
He's also a Mormon.
He's Mormon, full of knowledge and trade secrets. You know
and he has a black grandson.
Well, then there you go. Didn't know that either. This power of this universe is tappable. You can tap into it. Frequency. If you go to your FM means frequency modulation. Somebody has learned how to turn the dial and get to 97.9. I'm talking to you via Wi-Fi, which is 802.11 gigahertz of frequency to just talk to you. That's the Wi-Fi frequency. I'm a nerd. I know things. It's a Wi-Fi frequency. Someone has learned, let me just do this thing, and here's a Zoom call. During this hour, that's why I don't call it the witching hour. It's just part of the title, so I just keep doing it. Right? I just keep doing it. But if you slow down, Brahma, Muhurta, or Muhurta, depending on who you learn it from. Either way, it is the hour in which the universe is on your side. And not just an hour. So let's get 2-3 hour window. And most people who succeed wake up at that time. If you're like Susan and you're about your health, you're gonna wake up and work out. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? You're gonna do that thing or something, right? Whatever it is, that's what you're going to do. Okay, go ahead, Law. Okay, let me know when he come back, y'all. Right? This idea of witching hour is great. as long as you're not trying to talk about this is when the devil is out and when the demons are out. Because guess what? Them rich folk in the gym at that time. So, you know what I'm saying? The rich folk in the gym at that time. So unless you try to make all
people traded and everything, different places.
Right. So this isn't about good or evil. It's about understanding that there are frequencies out here, Adrian. You can tap into these joints. And I promise you, when you get your book cover, you should get it today. When you get your book cover, I put the light on that joint. Like I'm trying to get y'all to see something, man. I'm trying to get you to see in all things that you do it with the light. See, she doesn't need me to touch her book cover and destroy her light. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead, Susan.
I got cut off. I can't get back on. So
yeah, I saw it. Okay.
Hi, I'm listening.
Okay, thank you. You don't want
Bill's on the ground looking for something in his pile system that he probably wants to share.
I remember he said that's the greatest sister. He knows everything where it's at. Law, you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to add on. So what I learned during that 2-week period is 322 is an angel number, and what it signifies is to be optimistic, believe in yourself, use your skills and talents for personal growth. And again, every day for 2 weeks, I kept on waking up to that message, and it was a reminder.
Wow. So you were in sync in those 2 weeks. That doesn't mean you're not in sync now. It just means maybe you're occupied. Maybe you are on your way back to being sync. But when you are in sync, you will find yourself up during this hour. You just be like, man, I gotta pee. Nope. Your body could have had you pee at 1:40. Like your bladder was still doing bladder things then. Your body is smart. And you don't need no clock. Your body don't need no clock. It's gonna say, Phil, time to get up.
All right, I got a question. Because I get up like that. I get up like that, and I'd be mad that I'm up like that. So what you telling me is that I am in line, like the universe is in sync with me. And it's me that's just not in sync with the universe, because I'm thinking, why the hell are we up right now? But yes, I should be not saying why the hell are we up, but I should like get on a video or something or do what I'm supposed to be doing.
Write you a sermon, whatever you're initiated for, however you share the light, go do that.
Yeah, because I wake up like that in the morning and I'd be mad as hell.
I know.
Thinking, damn, what?
I know. Because black folk, if we don't like nothing else, we don't like interrupted sleep. You hear me?
Right.
That is not a black folk thing. Don't you interrupt my sleep now. We don't like that. We do like that sleep though. We only slept for an hour long, but it feel like 12. We like that sleep. We like that. We go, ooh, I can go back again. We like that sleep. Whatever you're initiated for, Law, I'm sure you're going to start waking up at 3 a.m. now, for sure. 3:40. This morning I woke up at 3:40. I know you're going to do it now because you're conscious of it. And you were the one who asked me to talk about this, which means your soul was saying, I know who got the answer. Reach out. So you're already there. You feel me? Like you're already there. I guarantee you that if you do what you're initiated for, and I don't know what that means. Maybe Law comes to Texas off the things he do at 3:40. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this is why it's so important to wake up at 3:40, 3 o'clock, and just let God remind you, Adrian, how amazing you are. You can complain every hour of the day, but at least let God say, Adrian, I'm so proud of you. Or I'm so pleased with you more. more suitable and palatable for most people. But think about that. For your solution, well, not solution, what you should do at 3 a.m. is get up and however you share the light, go do that thing. And you do it. You can always go back to sleep. Not our Shia. She's got to hit the road at 3:40. She's on the Houston streets. Clock in at 4:30. So she can't do it. But I promise you, if you put on some sort of audio book, or actually, not for her, she likes to sing. So you put on your beats. I bet you've written your best songs at that time. You understand what I'm saying? You put on your sing. You like to sing. So put on your thing. I need that reminder. Twin Flame is also a reminder that. Good. So let me wrap this up. Deanna, you had a question. Please, no, take it. Yeah, take it. You ain't bothering me. Take your time. I just want to go ahead.
I think you answered it. Bilal was saying like for 2 weeks he was waking up at a certain time and then it stopped. Does that mean that you've complete is
No, you never. No. You don't complete being in harmony. Harmony is.
Facts in that.
Yes. Harmony is not a noun. It's a verb. It's an action. It is something that should be ongoing. Harmony is not a building, Grace. It's not a person, place, or a thing. It is something you action, and you don't complete the action that is harmony. You know what I'm saying? It's a good question, Deanna. No, you're not wrong. I just don't want you to start completing your ascension.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? This is why I said this the other day, but I've said now, this is why every Paul needs a Timothy and every Timothy needs a Paul. It's why when the humor consultants speak, I just receive. I can't talk all the doggone time. I can't always be the teacher. You understand what I'm saying? At some point, I have to say, I receive now. So when I don't talk, is that, I can't be the best, or I'll never be the best. And to know that is power. Not to know that is folly. You know what I'm saying? I receive. I be in the classes receiving. And if I got to, and I'm gonna tell you what I do. I do it all the time. I'll sit. If I'm depleted, I'll just cut on my game because I know my game is gonna sit me there. I cut my volume all the way down because it's the end of the game. So I'm just running around doing the same thing I do every day. And I sit there until it's over. Call off, I'm off. Because I know, I don't know if you know yourself, but I know me, Arshia. You fool around and let me to my own devices. I ain't doing nothing. Phyllis Susan are incredible angels. They hear every time. I ain't. No. And that's just the beauty of being ascended. There is a ministry in showing up. And you should show up for you. And 3:40 is typically my time. It's typically my time. And when you get there, Denzel Washington would tell you, get your shoes from under your bed. And while you're down there, stay on your knees. Say a prayer. The old folk in Texas would say, just give thanks during that hour. You can brew the coffee after you give thanks. But go ahead and give that thanks. So let me end this here. Aura. I want all of you, I'm gonna give you homework. So let me telling you, it's easy. I'll tell you too. All of this that comes back to, but then the next logical thing is, all right, then, so what does all this mean then? It means that you're manifesting something with these people, these things, or whatever. How do I know what I'm manifesting? Well, check your aura. I don't know it. I can't see it. It's because it's a gentle manifestation, an unspoken manifestation of what you are. So let me tell you how to cleanse your aura so you can take advantage of this 3 o'clock hour, and I'll do it in 1 minute. And the truth is, the human consultant's been doing it for you. Go have fun. No, that wasn't sarcastic. Genuinely, the best way to go cleanse your aura is go do something fun. No, I'm serious. Like just go on out there and go to the beach, play your video. If it in a secret, I forget who it is. He says, if making a sandwich makes you happy, by golly, do that, right? I forget who it is that says that, but do that. Like genuinely follow your bliss. That's one word. That's the strongest way. You can't have a tainted aura and laugh all day. These two things don't exist. Here's a great way to fix your aura, and I used to do it to my kids. I don't have to no more. I just say, smile. Now give me a real smile. Crunch up your whole face. Now everybody play along with me. Just smile. Do a real smile. Now just keep doing it and watch the chemical reaction in your body. It's already happening right now. See, you know what I'm saying? You can stop whatever, but think of when you put on a real smile, your body and those muscles are food, and your brain says, "Oh, shoot, we smiling," and all that anger has to go away. I'll give you another one. If you're a church folk, and if you mad, next time you mad, Grace, just say Jesus. Listen, forget the name. The name got too much energy on it. They have been praying and praising this name. If you just Jesus, I dare you to have a problem and keep saying Jesus. Just watch what happens. I dare you. Just keep saying Jesus. You can't, or just if you don't like that, just say thank you. Just keep saying thank you. If you're upset, just keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you. And at some point, you will cleanse your aura. Another way to cleanse your aura is to have a good spiritual practice. Another way to cleanse your aura is to have a good morning routine. Those of you who always sick and always got a little attitude problems, you ain't got no morning routine. Two of you for sure ain't got no morning routine. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't got a morning routine. Get your morning routine, cleanse your aura. There's other ways. You can Google the other ones, but I just wanted to pull out those. The reason I wanted to end the call with that is because cleansing your aura is simple. You're just making it hard. To work smart, have fun. The and make money doesn't even need to be there. Work smart, have fun, money cometh. It's there. If you work smart and have fun, money is the acceptable result. It's there automatically. That's the truth. They've been telling you the whole time how to cleanse your aura. All their classes should be called Cleanse Your Aura with Phil and Susan. Because genuinely, if you go have fun, you would change what you manifest. And that's the truth. Well, take your butt on the Monday and Tuesdays and go to their website and watch some classes. Do whatever you got to do. Read the books when it's out, but have fun. And the longer you're happy, the better you manifest. And if you have the courage, Law, to do that with a twin flame at a 3 o'clock hour, well, you'll be in Texas in no time. And so will he. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you all so much, everybody. Love you.
Love you more.
Love you more.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good
Love you more.
Yes. Adrian, you're going to have a good day today. I see it. Do me a favor. I'm sorry. Tempest has an exam in 3 hours and 20 minutes, a certification. Her phone is off. I mean, it's powered off. Okay, powered off for no distractions. So just send her good energy. So if she has to guess, she guess right. Cool? All right, everybody. Thank y'all so much. We'll see you next time. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good one.